We've seen quite a few incredible moments in several of the games that we played over the years. However, current-gen hardware and the use of incredibly innovative engines have powered a slew of games that have blurred the line between reality and the worlds they present to us, bringing jaw-dropping moments that showcase just how far we've come from the pixelated experiences of the past. Of course, fancy visual styles are not the only part of a game that makes it special, but they certainly do help immerse players into their worlds that they see on their screens. With all that being said, it's time to dive into 10 moments from our time with current-gen experiences that have stood out enough to make us put down our controllers and gape in awe at what we are witnessing.
Get away from this acid.
Come on, Maynard! Let's find the morts!
Horizon Forbidden West Stunning World. From the very first frame of Aloy's latest adventure, it was obvious that this was a world that was designed with a lot of care and attention. The Decima engine powered a world in which the flora, fauna, weather, and terrain all just came together to create an experience that was sure to catch the eye and showcase the PS5's graphical prowess in all of its glory. And don't even get us started on those machines. The Tremor Tusk blew us away when we found one in the wild, while the Thunderjaw's deadly ferocity was all the more resplendent with its next-gen makeover when compared to Zero Dawn. Guerrilla Games' smart use of its opening credits to showcase the new world that it had created for Aloy to explore was a display of sheer creativity and attention to detail that continues to be among our most memorable moments in recent years. It helps, of course, that it was made even better by a somber, haunting melody to accompany the montage of what the Forbidden West was set to offer. Uncharted 4, a Thief's End Madagascar set piece. Nate and Sam's adventures found a new lease of life when Uncharted 4 was remastered for the PlayStation 5 as part of Naughty Dog's Legacy of Thieves collection. The studio certainly knows its way around a grand set piece, but the sequence behind Nate and Sam's desperate attempts to shake off an entire convoy of armed vehicles while on the back of a motorcycle is one that we could replay over and over again. With the improved graphics and a buttery smooth frame rate, courtesy of the next-gen hardware, this chase sequence was an incredible showcase of what next-gen hardware could do with older games.
Coming through!
Every busy street, muddy road, or exploding vehicle was rendered in perfect detail, while the tension of the chase added to the scene instead of being a distraction. The flames from Nate's crash vehicle seemed all the more dangerous on next-gen systems, while Naughty Dog's penchant for charming banter between its characters, despite overwhelming odds, made this sequence one that we will talk about for a long time to come. Ride 5 on a rainy day. Although we recommended that owners of the previous game give this one a pass, that does not at all take away from the fact that Ride 5 was an absolutely stunning addition to the next-gen lineup. It can be hard for any studio to truly nail down a first-person point of view, considering the amount of detail that it would need to include in order to create an immersive and authentic experience. Thankfully, Milestone SRL was up to the task, crafting a motorcycle racing simulator that was perhaps easier on the eyes than it was on our hands, considering its steep learning curve. However, taking a bike out for a spin was a treat, especially when the game's excellent visuals and weather systems came into play. Riding out in the rain with the game's first-person view enabled to give us the reasons to basically just stop and take in all of the wonderful sights, racing be damned. Drops of rain bounced off our helmets, droplets impacting visibility, while the track itself shimmered with reflections just like the wet road would in real life. It continues to mesmerize us anytime that we decide to hop on a fast bike and get to a race on its authentically designed tracks. Enter the Sandman in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. As if taking control of not one, but two web slingers wasn't enough, Insomniac Games' new and improved take on New York City was an absolutely stunning sight to see in the early moments of Peter Parker and Miles Morales' new adventure. Taking on the Sandman meant that the Spider-Men would need to make each swing and leap count, and the game did not hesitate at all to showcase its incredible particle physics and its ray trace reflections at every single turn.
a big fan of electricity then either. Read my mind. Felt that all right. We need more water though. I'll hit him with webs while I get Sparky.
It was almost too good to be true, honestly, making us marvel at how far next-gen systems could raise the bar for visual flair and graphical fidelity in modern gaming. It was on par with Uncharted 4's bike chase, and perhaps even more thrilling, considering that we were in control of actual superheroes in a game that truly made us feel like them as early as its opening sequence. Aiming for the sky in Microsoft's Flight Simulator. Honestly, this list would be incomplete if we didn't include Microsoft Flight Simulator's 24's breathtaking visuals that brought a lot of technical wizardry to the table in an experience that would thrill even the most seasoned pilots, while completely baffling newcomers with its level of detail and its realistic take on what piloting aircraft would feel like. Microsoft's extensive attempts to establish authenticity certainly paid off, with a level of detail that had us wanting to stay up in the clouds for as long as we could, admiring the world below us in a way that no other flight sim has managed to replicate in the years since its release. For anyone looking to show off their next-gen setup, this game is definitely one that could do it justice. Akira Kurosawa's magic in Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Despite Ghost of Tsushima making its debut on last-gen hardware, Sucker Punch's rendition of Tsushima Island contrasted the poignant and desperate tale of Jin Sakai with a beautiful world that was worth every drop of blood that the honorable samurai shed for it. Perhaps it was even worth his gradual abandonment of honor and tradition in favor of tactics that brought the Mongol army to its knees. We dive back into Tsushima with glee when the director's cut was released, and leaping onto Nobu, as we will always remember him, to rush through a field of flowers was even more breathtaking, considering the PS5's buttery smooth framerate and penchant for enhancing the last-gen graphics and experiences. Ghost of Tsushima continues to be among our favorite art styles, and is a visual treat for anyone looking to experience Jin's adventures for the first time, or perhaps dive back in for another bout with Khotun Khan's forces. The crushing darkness of Hellblade Senua's Saga's opening.
Come, and now find yourself in Midgard.
Follow him, but be careful. They will kill you this time.
Like they did to her.
On the cliff.
You were too weak to her.
Follow him.
Be ready to fight.
She is
A warrior with no sword.
no weapon.
She came here with nothing.
Ninja Theory's follow-up to the innovative and harrowing experience it brought its players with Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice showcased a new level of visual fidelity and even more ambition than its predecessor in terms of how it aimed to present Senua's declining mental state and her determination to bring justice to the Northmen who wronged her. While every other entry on this list had us staring with excitement and wonder at our screens, this one brought deep blacks and incredible moonlit reflections to an opening sequence in which the sea and night created an atmosphere that was so oppressive it gave us the shivers, despite us being safe and sound in our coziest chairs.
Do something. We can't wait to cast you. Don't let us die here. Make it pay. Better than you. How will you ever win this?
Senua's struggles against the violent tides that sank her ships and her subsequent desperate attempt to get to safety as the opening credits played out were a benchmark for how next-gen hardware could be used to bring realistic visuals to life in modern gaming. It helps, of course, that the game's incredible audio design and a poignant narrative worked in tandem with its graphical grandeur to bring an experience that we wouldn't hesitate to dive into again, chills and all. Death Stranding 2's introduction to Sam and Lou. We all knew Hideo Kojima's latest masterpiece was going to make it to this list, but the manner in which it did continues to astound us. After a brief recap of events in the first game, presented largely in black and white, grand and sweeping vistas that showcased the Decima engine at its finest worked well with Kojima's cinematic chops, creating an opening sequence that brought us back to Sam and Lou as they rested atop a mountain. Taking control of Sam as he attempted to navigate the treacherous terrain to reach his new hidden home was honestly nothing short of extraordinary, showcasing the size and the scope of Death Stranding 2 on the beach right off the bat, while allowing Kojima to introduce aerial cameras and an honestly astounding level of detail to the world that he created for his players. It will continue to be an opening sequence that has us smiling each and every time, not just for the nostalgia it brings, but for the immense beauty and spectacle of it all. The dimensional rifts in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
What does yikes? Oh, wow. Oh, no.
I am glad to see you have survived the journey.
With our titular heroes being sucked into a journey that literally takes them across the space-time continuum thanks to Dr. Nefarious' attempt to take control of the Dimensionator, Insomniac's take on dimensional rifts in this vibrant title earns it another place on this list. The worlds between worlds shine with colors that pop out at players, while the game's innovative puzzles ground their visual flair in a solid gameplay loop that made us slack-jawed just how far next-gen hardware had taken one of our favorite franchises. Rift Apart is the perfect blend of lighthearted humor, charm, and graphical flair, making each rift we tackled a very, very memorable experience.
There are 3 temples nearby. They are holding the monks prisoner. Ratchet, we must save them. They are our only way to the archives.
We'll get them out, I promise.
The Matrix Awakens and its Unreal Showcase. Epic Games gave us one of the most authentic recreations of the Matrix when it utilized the power of Unreal Engine 5 to showcase just what it could do given the right tools. The city that the demo took place in, along with faithful recreations of chase sequence, had us wondering if we were simply just watching footage from the original movies instead of a digitally recreated version of those events. The demo blurred the lines between the real world and video games in a way that only Death Stranding 2 has managed to imitate with success. It is what keeps us very optimistic that next-gen gaming hardware is only really getting started with what it can eventually bring to the table. And that wraps up our picks for moments in recent years that had us absolutely stunned at what next-gen hardware could bring to life. Here's to many more of those moments and a whole lot of fun to be had as we bring them to you. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.